What scripture is that again?
That would be Daniel, the 8th chapter. And I'm going to start at the 8th verse. I'm sorry, at the 1st verse. And let's get an understanding of who and what is what. In the 3rd year of the reign of King Belshazzar. Belshazzar was the last ruler of the Babylonian Empire. After Belshazzar, that was it. A vision appeared unto me, even unto me Daniel, after that which appeared unto me at the first. And I saw in a vision, and it came to pass when I saw that I was at Shushan in the palace, which is in the province of Elam. And I saw in a vision, I was by the river Ulai, that I lifted up mine eyes, and saw, and behold, there stood before the river a ram, which had 2 horns.
That's right.
And the 2 horns were high, but one was higher than the other, and the higher, came up last.
Right.
The ram symbolizes Persia.
Right.
The Persian Empire, and their 2 heads, Media and Persia.
Yep.
I saw the ram pushing westward and northward and southward, which means the expansion of the Persian Empire, how we're established. So that no beast might stand before him, neither was there any that could offer or deliver out of his hand.
Right.
But he did according to his will and became great. And I was considering, behold, a he-goat came from the west on the face of the whole earth, and touched not the ground. And the he-goat had a notable horn between his eyes. The he-goat represents Greece, and the reason that it never touched the ground is the swiftness of which that he conquered the known world.
Right.
See, the notable horn that came out between his eyes is the great king Alexander the Great.
Right.
See, you have to put faces to the names in the scriptures in order to come out with the story intact.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
He came to the ram that had 2 horns, which I had seen standing before the river, and ran unto him in the fury of his power. Alexander the Great, when he went to battle, he crushed armies. He destroyed armies and left them with nothing. And I saw him come close unto the ram, and he was moved with choler against him, which is anger. He moved against anger against him and smote the ram and brake his 2 horns, and there was no power in the ram to stand before him. Why? Because he broke his horns. He broke his kingdom.
Right.
But he cast him down to the ground and stamped upon him, and there was none that could deliver the ram out of his hand.
Right.
Therefore the he-goat waxed very great, and when he was strong, the great horn was broken. That means Alexander finally died. And for it came up 4 notable ones toward the 4 winds of heaven. And those 4 notable horns, as I said again, are Alexander's 4 generals. Now, here comes my man Antiochus Epiphanes in verse 9. And out of one of them came forth a little horn, which waxed exceedingly great, toward the south and toward the east and toward the pleasant land. What's the pleasant land?
Israel.
That's Israel. And it waxed great even to the host of heaven, and it cast down some of the host and of the stars to the ground and stamped upon them.
Yeah.
Yea, he magnified himself even to the prince of the host, and by him the daily sacrifice was taken away, and the place of the sanctuary was cast down. This little horn has to be differentiated from the little horn that comes out of the beast.
Yeah.
This horn comes out of the goat with the 4 horns. Okay? This is a different different image than the one in chapter 7, where you have the beast with the 10 horns, where the little horns comes up and plucks 3 of those kings from the beast.
Wow.
See, the beast, meaning the revised Roman Empire, there's going to be a horn that's going to pluck up 3 of those kings in our time.
Yeah.
See, when this happens in our time, when you see a notable figure get ready to stand in the temple and proclaim himself to be Yah, and not only that, but this pope or this person might take a statue from wherever, like St. Basilica in Rome, and bring it to Jerusalem, proclaim himself to be God, ask you to worship him, have an image of jealousy, have himself as God, and then the sacrifice is going to be the blood of the saints. Psalms 148 and 14. It tells you that the saints are the children of the Most High, the children of Israel. And in Daniel, he tells you that this little horn is going to wear out the saints of the Most High. Wear them out. That's why the unity thing is so important that we're running, because in the end, I'm going to tell y'all, it's not going to be any more Shabbat services out in the open. It's going to be underground Shabbat services. Okay? You can figure out going to the Frito-Lay store to get you a Frito-Lay and a pint of ice cream. Those things are going to be obsolete when this man comes for God's chosen. This little horn, the one that Antiochus Epiphanes during the time of Alexander had a hatred for our people. And this other little horn is going to have the same hatred, the same ferocity towards us, and he's going to try his best to open up that flood in Revelation 12 and try to cause that water to catch us. See? So that's why unity is so important. It does not take long to erect a building. You know what I'm saying? It does not take long to erect a building. This thing is heading towards, an end, a considerable end. When the scripture says that the armies are compassed about around Jerusalem, you can see Yah drawing the armies of the world into that region. He is drawing the armies of the world into that region. Everybody is getting drawn into this conflict. Everybody wants to have a hand in getting Gaddafi out now. See? Everybody wants to jump in and throw him out. He's been in power 45 years. Blowing up jets, killing folk. You know what I'm saying? Masterminded all kind of terrorist plots, and now now all of a sudden, now he's a monster. Louis Farrakhan gave a surprising support of confidence for Gaddafi at Sunday. Yes, he did. Did he not, Rabbi? Right. Did he not? Yep. He called America the devils and said the devil is messing with this man.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So, exactly. He's telling the absolute truth. But we don't want to hear that because most of us are socially, what's the word I want to use, Brother Jay? We have to be socially acceptable. But Farrakhan is telling the truth, but because he's telling it, it's a problem. You know what I'm saying? Someday, what's his name, Emmanuel going to want to sit down with him in a minute if he keeps saying that stuff. Right. See, but Farrakhan got money. He got money that the United States didn't give him. So he don't care what they think. Because they didn't give him his money, Gaddafi gave it to him. See? So he's not worried about nothing that the United States says, but my whole focus is getting back to what we were talking about what happened during Antiochus Epiphanes' time and what's going to happen during our time. Because this is definitely the last days. Yes, right. This is most definitely, we are seeing scripture being fulfilled at proportions that I've never seen before. Every time you look, you see a new country coming up in the scriptures that's telling you that the signs of the end is coming. Absolutely. Just the end of the age, not the end of the world. This age is about to cease. The Gentile world system is about to go down, Rabbi. And the next social order, the next rules of this world, the next ones that are going to lead in righteousness are going to be Israel. Right. The whole point is we got to get people to see that and to understand it. Right. Watch what's going on in the Middle East. Once you see the contents of the temple, once you see the Jews start putting on the holy vestments, once you see them trying to institute the sacrifice, your spidey sense should go up. Okay, your antennas should be raised. Okay, because this is the time that this is going to happen. Never before since 70 A.D. have they even thought about constructing a temple. The Jews been in the land since 67, or I'm sorry, this is 48 in Golda Meir's time. They never instituted a temple restoration plan during that time. You know, it's just funny that it's happening now. You know what I'm saying? Right now, during this time, while all the armies of the earth are being drawn into conflict. You know what I'm saying? They are going to try to wear us out, as the scriptures are saying. And it's going to take a bond of unity for us to overcome it. We need the spirit of Yah to guide and lead us, okay, through this. It'll be a time, I'll tell you, I might come over Brother Holden house, man, man, Brother Holden, I need a meal, you know. Some Harold's chicken would be good, you know. You know what I'm saying? So, I want to quickly run to that scripture where it says that, in verse Daniel, the 9th chapter, and the 27th verse. I'm not going to be up here very long. I just got one more piece of history to read out of Maccabees, and then I'm going to be done. But I want to show you where... I'm going to take my time, Rabbi. I'm going to do that. I'm sorry, it's Daniel, the 7th chapter. Okay. I'm sorry, go back to Daniel, the 7th chapter. And we want to start at 24. Because we want to get back to our time. Right. And see how this little horn is going to act during our time. Now you got it. See, in our history, things always seem to repeat itself if we look close enough. You know, we start off in Ezekiel with the image of jealousy, him getting the image of jealousy in the temple. Then we get to our history during Antiochus Epiphanes' time when he erected a statue, and now it's very possible that this same event is going to happen again. And now we have the blueprint and the map to see it. Daniel, the 7th chapter, and the 24th verse, starting the 24th verse. And the 10 horns out of this kingdom are 10 kings that shall arise, and another shall rise after them, and he shall be diverse from the first, and he shall subdue 3 kings. There go those 3 kings again. 3 horns always subdued, right? And he shall speak great words against the Most High, and shall wear out the saints of the Most High. And do what? Look at this. And think to change times and laws. Stop. Has he not changed times?
Right.
Has he not changed times? Has he not changed laws?
Right.
And they, meaning us, the saints, will be given into his hand until a time and the dividing of time.
2,500 years.
That's right, Rob. That's what it says. That from the time, that's right, 25. But the judgment shall sit, and they shall take away his dominion to consume and to destroy it unto the end. And the kingdom and dominion and the greatness of the kingdom under the whole heaven shall be given to the people of the saints of the Most High, whose kingdom is an everlasting kingdom, and all dominions shall serve and obey him.
Right.
It's the only book, holy book, that goes through all of mankind, that covers all nations, that doesn't leave anybody out.
That's right.
The only book that does it. This is why I believe in the scriptures wholeheartedly. This is the only book that tells prophecy to the T. If you look at these prophecies, this is all history. Antiochus Epiphanes really lived. The 4 generals really lived, and Daniel foretold them before.
Right.
Before these events happened, long before Daniel foretold them. So we have trust to believe in them. Now, when the Antichrist, or this little horn, comes against us, what does Scripture say that we're supposed to do to avoid this calamity? There's got to be a program that the Creator had in place for us to avoid what's about to happen.
Yep.
Now, we're going to go to Revelation, the 12th chapter, and if I did this on a TV show, I'm pretty sure there would be a host of folk that would be very upset at the rendering of this scripture.